So my first experience with THC, or my first dabble with the za, if you will, started out on a late summer afternoon when my boys hit me up to hang out and came up with this excellent plan to go on a long hike to this place on the side of a lake. And now this hike was about 3 miles long, and it had this cliff, right? That was quite a good place to jump off into the lake. So it was like a very chill place just to like hang out and vibe. So my boys come over, I pack my stuff, drive to the parking lot at the entrance of the hike, and we all get out of the car, right? Grab our stuff, and my boy, let's call him George. He starts ripping his dab pen, right? And when he finished, he passed it to my other bro. Let's call him Bill. And he also ripped it. And now I had never smoked before, and I didn't plan to that day. I didn't even think of it. But today, George and Bill thought it'd be a good day to get me to hit that Zaza. So after we contemplate the idea for a few minutes, we collectively decide that'd be a good idea. And since I didn't know what to expect, I only smoked a little bit. So we start the hike, and we're all having a good time talking about life and whatnot. And it had only been now about half an hour maybe, and I was starting to get worried that I didn't smoke enough, and George's dab pen was out of battery. So I tell them, I'm like, guys, I don't think I'm high. And they're like, nah, it's fine. It'll definitely hit soon. So we continue the hike, and after about another half hour, I still didn't feel it. But after a little while longer, like when we approached the location, I realized I was actually quite zooted. Not like super baked or anything, but I was feeling it, it was definitely there, and I probably was for the past hour. I just convinced myself that I wasn't, because since I didn't know what to expect, since I've never done it before, or had never done it before, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't know what to feel or anything, so I convinced myself that I wasn't high, even though I was. And so we arrive at the spot, and there are people there, girls, right, who are our age. So we have to take turns jumping off the cliff. And now, since I was high for the first time, my mind was all over the place. I was confused as fuck, and I had no idea how to act properly, what to think, what to say, or how to say things. So I just said nothing and stood there for probably like half an hour before I walked up to the edge and stared at my impending doom that was the cold water below. And it was in the evening, so it was basically dark too, so it made it even more sketchy since there were rocks closer to the cliff, so you had to jump quite a far ways, right? So I just stand there for what felt like an eternity before I said fuck it, and I jumped and landed in the water. And boy, that water felt so much different than normal water. Being high, it felt so soothing and smooth and just like comforting. I do not know how to put into words, but it was just different, and it felt great. After a while, we decide that it's about time to leave, so we start drying off and changing, and then out of nowhere, one of the girls from earlier comes up to Bill and says,
"Hi, I think you're really cute. Can I have your snap?"
And Bill turns to us and looks at all of us. And since he was baked as fuck too, he didn't know what to say either. So he just stood there, and then while looking at us, he just says to her, while deepening his voice, he's like, "Oh, sure, I guess." And they just leave, and we pack our stuff and we leave as well, acted like nothing happened, and we embark on our journey back. Nothing really happened after that except even though I was definitely high, I was still trying to convince my friends and myself that I wasn't. That's basically the end of the story. Nothing happened after that. It was totally fine. The high wore off. So yeah, that's basically the story. Thanks for watching, and bye.